EFT friends, and welcome back to the LACEFT Outreach Committee Why EFT series. We've been having so much fun getting to know more EFT therapists and learning more about why they've chosen EFT. And just a reminder that LACEFT is the Los Angeles Center for Emotionally Focused Therapy, and this is a great place to come and find workshops and resources and find your community. And we just hope that everybody looks for us and tries to connect. And again, I'm Christy Crownover, and I'm so happy to be here with Dr. Miriam Dalili. Hi, Miriam.
Hi, Christy. It's great to see you, and it is exciting just to talk about EFT. It's always so happy about talking about that. And today we have Jila Behnad. We are so honored to talk to her. And, you know, it is even more exciting for me because I'm also Persian, and I heard that there's EFT community in Iran, and it's more than 60-70 members of EFT therapists. So this interview is particularly so exciting for me to hear more about Jila Jun. Welcome, Jila Jun.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very excited to just feel so honored.
Okay. Jila Behnad is MFT licensed therapist. She's certified EFT and a supervisor. Adjunct faculty of Palo Alto University. She's a CEO and founder of Raha Foundation, director of Iranian EFT community. Jila Jun, tell us about how did you become interested in EFT? Let's start with that.
Yeah, that's a very emotional question for me. I have so much to tell you about how I learned about EFT. So I'm an immigrant, and when I finished my master program, I was very anxious. I just felt that maybe nobody wants to work with me. I'm not familiar with this culture. I'm new, and with my poor English, if people understand me, if I can understand them. So I was very anxious, and that anxiety led me to learn so many different approaches. Much more than other students in my program. I learned like CBT, DBT, EMDR, ACT, anything you name. And the first couple I wanted to see, I was again another anxiety came up that can I sit with couples? And my supervisor gave me a video of Sue Johnson. So I came home, I watched it, I love it, and I remember that day I just posted something on Facebook. When I grown up, I want to be Sue Johnson. So and later actually I show her that post. So it was 2008. They had an externship, online externship program. I took that externship, and I was in love with EFT. And I feel the biggest thing that clicked very deep inside of me was the attachment lens that EFT has. Because my motivation for being a therapist was working with immigrants from different cultures. And I was so worried if other approaches, they judge people based on their cultures. And EFT makes so much sense to me because it had a universal lens. And I just felt it's so kind, so accepting, no judgmental. We don't diagnose people, we don't label them. So I really love it. And for years, I was just following Sue on social media, and sometimes I email her, and that's the part that maybe many people, they don't know about Sue, that how generous she is in sharing her information. And she was so open, like she answered all the questions I asked her, and she helped me with all my questions. Actually, it was 2016, after travel ban, I just focused on immigrant more and more. I felt we really have to bring out our voice. We need to talk about immigration more. There's so much need in our community. So I start to learn deeper of EFT, and I start to take all the courses. And, yeah.
Wow.
Wonderful. So nice. I'm wondering what has been the most rewarding part of this work for you?
A lot of different things, but something that it's very the powerful experience I had. In 2017, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and after just knowing that I knew I'm not dying, it was a stage 2. I knew that I have just to go through the treatment. But something that happened in our families, it was more than me, between me and my husband and my kids. I have 2 boys. I just noticed that how much EFT is supporting us. I felt I have the deepest relationship with my husband. I was facing with a dragon. It was a trauma, and I had to face with this trauma. I had to take care of myself and my family. And I just, every day I felt I couldn't do this without knowing EFT. And the way EFT was supporting my family, every day I was thinking about that holding hand experience that Sue has on the video. Every doctor appointment we had, it just came to my mind. And one doctor asked me, what do you need? I said, I just need my husband. I want him to hold my hand, because I knew that all the pain is much less. And so I keep talking about it. Like every day, part of my grief of my cancer was every day I post something on Facebook about how EFT is helping me to go through this. And then I saw that there is a EFT summit in San Diego, and it was in the middle of my treatment. So I told my doctor I need to go. And she said, are you sure? You are very tired, you're so weak. I said, no, this is so important for my treatment. I have to go. This trip, I know it helps me. So anyway, I went to San Diego the night before the seminar. And when I came to the hallway, I saw Sue Johnson was there. She was checking the conference rooms. So I just ran to her and I said, I'm Jila, and I have a letter for you. I wrote a letter for her about how EFT helped me to go through all this illness and all my emotional struggle I had. And I told her, I have a big dream. My wish is to do Hold Me Tight in Iran in Farsi. And she laughed, that special laugh that Sue has. And she said, why not? 2 of our trainers with Rosa Khorshidi, they are going to Iran in April. Why don't you go with them? And I just thought, oh, I'm in heaven. So when you have a serious illness, even if you know that you are not dying, timing is very important for you. Like I never thought about that before. I never thought about how to use my time. I was just living. But I knew from that experience I had, I was so focusing on how do I want to use my time for the rest of my life? What's so meaningful for me? And every time I thought about this question, I just said, I want to take EFT to Iran. This is the biggest, if I do this before I die, I'm done. So this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest, because my kids are, now they are almost adult. One of them is, he's 22 now, the other one is 17. But I just felt I'm almost done with my parenting. I did my job, I finished my school, and this is something that has so much meaning for me. And when Sue offered me to do this, I just felt this is what I want to do. It doesn't matter what happened, I'll do it. So that motivation helped me. When I finished my treatment, I came back to work and I started to translate Hold Me Tight in Farsi with one of my friends, Muhaddas Purqanat in Tehran. So my husband, every night he was on the computer with me, like translating the package, the video and the book and the guide. And I went to Iran with Karyaki and Lieven for the first time. They did externship, I did feel Hold Me Tight in Iran. And that changed my life totally. I feel I'm a different person from that day.
I guess I was one of the therapists who bought your package. And I was so amazed that we have it in Farsi. I didn't know because, as an Iranian American, that was my dream too, to one day to see all of this work in Farsi, maybe translated it. And when I saw your work, when I saw your package, I was like so excited that our other therapists working through this. And even now, it's touching me so much. I have billions of questions about this, but it seems like you're covering it with all heart and warmness that you're bringing in. And you don't know how much I'm excited and how much I'm being touched.
Something I noticed that we, as an immigrant, we deal with our survival guilt a lot.
Yeah.
That every time, everything I learn here, anytime I have a good time, I'm thinking about people that are still at home, my family and the whole Iranians. I think this just helps us that we gain something, but we can bring it back to the home and they can take advantage of that.
It's amazing. Yeah. Even here working with Persian couples, I never thought that I can kind of, use this modality with that culture, and just realizing that how blends in and how EFT can be universal. It is really amazing for me. And Jila, I heard about John Douglas Reward, and I heard that you won it this year. I want to hear more about that. Would you please tell us about it?
Thank you. It's still hard for me to believe that I deserve that. When I read the email, I was in tears, and I read the sentence and I said, is this about me? I don't know if this is, if I really deserve this or not. That was really touching when I got that. So what they said on this email, that I was behind the scene because our amazing trainers, Keryaki from Greece and Levin, they took, and Rosa Khorshidi did all the work at the beginning. So I was kind of behind the scene for taking EFT to Iran. And I guess I continue. We had a lot of challenge. The first trip we went to Iran was amazing. But when I came back, many things changed. Like, it was really difficult to work with Iran, and I knew that Sue Johnson was struggling. They couldn't understand the culture. They couldn't understand why Iran is treating them differently, and also people in Iran, they had very hard time. Insecurity is huge in Iran, you know that. Trust is very little because so many times people trust to others and they broke their trust. So I think the biggest challenge for Iran was building that trust, that we are safe, we don't want anything. Like, I remember the way people look at me, that what do you need? You came from the US and you say, I want to teach EFT. What do you really want from us? What's happening now? And with sometimes not zero trust, negative, with negative. So we started from a very difficult place. And thanks to Sue and Keryaki, they didn't give up. I didn't give up. It was really, really hard. At least 3-4 times, Sue told me, Jila, I'm done. This is too hard. This is too much. I stretching myself too much. But then she came back and said, okay, let's try again. Let's do it again. It was, I can tell you, the hardest thing I ever done in my life and the most rewarding thing I did. I'm so proud. And of course, I didn't do it by myself. I had a lot of support, more than anyone, from Sue, from Keryaki, from people in Iran, that they took that risk and they trust us. And now there is a huge community with so much deep trust, and they are so loving and so connected. And all of them, they said, our life changed since we are in this community. And also the other reason I received that award is because of the Can You See Me course that I'm running for in last few years. And that started again from after travel ban in 2016. I started to have a training for therapists how to work with immigrants. So my focus was on immigration, but I noticed that the need is much more than immigration, because I sit with my clients. The question that many of my immigrant clients have, can you see me? Can you see who I am? Without putting me in a box of immigrant, Muslim, black, white, woman, man, someone from Middle East. And when I pay more attention, I notice, well, this question is coming from many different people who are in minority, like in sexuality, LGBT. Clients have the same question, can you see me? Can you see who I am? I see the same question, people who are struggling with disability from different gender, different race, different religion, different background. So I expanded to diversity. And now Can You See Me is a course to encourage people, therapists, take more risk, look at themselves, find their own biases and stereotypes, and feel more comfortable to work with people who are in different diversities.
That's such important work.
Thank you.
So nice to hear about this. I'm wondering, what have you found to be the most challenging aspects of learning EFT?
I think the most challenging is the same thing that I love the most too. But most challenging part of EFT for me is that we need to be present. We need to be aware of our own emotions and our own blocks in the room. And sometimes it's really hard. I feel I get defensive in the session with my clients. I feel sometimes I attack them. I have my own judgment. So it's really challenging, but that's a part that I love it a lot. I feel I'm growing with my clients so much.
Yeah. Well, Jila, any pointers for therapists who are working towards certification? What kind of advice do you have for them?
People who work on their certification, something I think is very important, not to be worried about certification and not to ignore it too. It's hard to find that balance, that I want to be certified, but that's not my goal. It's not my main goal. Because sometimes they do EFT and like myself, for years I was doing EFT and I didn't even think about finishing all the training and be certified. And when I did it, I just noticed, wow, it's different. I'm a different therapist. I thought I know EFT, but I really didn't know until I got certified. So it's important to have that in your mind, that you have to be certified, but don't get very anxious about certification, because in my supervision, sometimes I hear from some of therapists, they keep talking about, is this tape okay for certification? What do I need to do? What do you want to see in this session that we can send it to LACEFT? So I feel that anxiety sometimes is too high, that they even cannot be present in their sessions. Maybe keeping that balance, that I want to be certified, but that's not my goal for every session that I have. Can help them.
That's good advice. What support helped you the most in your own EFT training?
It's funny if I tell you what supported me. I was in fast track because of all these issues that we had with Iran. I was not certified, but Sue Johnson told me, I want to see a tape from your session, and I want to see a tape that you work with someone, with another therapist, and I want to see actually your supervision. So I sent her a few tapes, and she sent me an email, and she said, "You're supervisor, you're certified supervisor." And no, this is wrong. This is not about me. Probably she wanted to send this email to someone else. That's a mistake. And when I talked to her, she told me, "Jila, I trust you. I believe in you. I know this is new, but I know you can do it." And that day, after that conversation, I just sat online. I signed up for like 10 different courses. I ordered all the books and all the videos on LACEFT. the same, like I killed myself that first year. Every day I was watching videos and listening to Sue Johnson, reading the books, talk to people, get different supervisions from different supervisors. And now when I think about it, I say, that's funny. I did that because she told me I believe in you, and I wanted to prove Sue that you are right. I didn't want to make her disappointed. So it's just like a mom that tells her kids that, go, I'm here, I trust you, I know you can do it, you just do it. So I was just like a baby that I want to tell my mom that that you are right about me. Let me prove you I can do this.
And she was right. And I'm so amazed. I'm an also, you're doing supervision for Iranian therapists. That is what my goal is. So you have become my role model. I mean, I can't wait for that day that I can supervise, Iranian Persian therapists in Iran. I can travel and teach them. I can talk about, our experiences as EFT therapists. And as you just perfectly and very, gave us touching story about yourself. And we all have those touching, moments, especially as an immigrant, and how EFT has become our family and helped us and is holding our hands and made us become one, here is my home now, and EFT made it even more homey for me. So, it's very rewarding.
So to take advantage of my time and just share something else, something that I feel recently so much, I think about it a lot, and I feel kind of responsible to bring this up. With all the issues that we recently have in the world, in US, about diversity and what we experience in LACEFT community, I'm happy with all this new movement. But something I experienced, and I don't know how many people who are LACEFT members had that experience. That's what I feel responsible to say, that Sue was so supportive, and she was so engaged with bringing EFT to Iran. And there was no reason she stretched herself that much, except that she cares. She cares about diversity. She cares about people who are in Iran. And I can talk about this for hours, that how many times she changed the rules, they changed the fee, they charged so many different ways. They spend so much time talking to every single members in Iran. And I always think about this and say, how many people see this part of Sue? Nobody is perfect, right? We get judgmental, we get defensive, we may attack, we may be racist sometimes. And I think this is all of us. If I say I'm not racist, it means I don't see part of myself. I'm in denial. So I'm not saying that she's racist, she's not, or she didn't do anything wrong in her life. I'm just saying that this part of Sue that I experienced, maybe it's not very clear for many people. And I just want to acknowledge this, that for years I saw that how much she tries so hard to support our country.
Yeah. And I guess we get to our last question. How would you sum up EFT in just one sentence?
I'm a crier.
It is very touching.
I can say that EFT is love, is acceptance, is universal. Yeah, it's kindness. This is what I hear from our members in Iran. That it's interesting that they say we all feel. I'm sorry. Yeah, they say EFT make us a kind person, and I really believe this. That yeah, not only with our clients, with ourselves too, but we learn how to be kind to ourselves, and then we can learn it too. We can teach it to our clients or help them to go there. Yeah.
It was very touching. We are all crying. Yeah.
It's so wonderful to know you. And thank you for sharing so much with us today. It's just really special.
Thank you, Jila. It was great meeting you finally. We have few times that we never have met.
Yeah.
Please count on me on any support.
Thank you. We need you, Mariam. I'll have to talk to you later for our community. But I just like to say one more thing, that as an immigrant, for years I had this feeling that I'm homeless. Iran is not home anymore, and we don't feel US is home. So we don't know where is our home. But after being part of EFT community, I really felt that I found my home. And I just feel all of you are my family's member, and that's so huge. I have a strong sense of belonging to this community, and I have a huge home all over the world.
That is how it feels, really. That's how it feels. And now, Chris and I, we are in the board of LACEFT, and we are, under the arm of great therapists, and we feel so supported, so loved, and I hear what you're saying. Thank you, Jila.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.